Hey guys, welcome back to Wattle Fence Farms. I am Kim. I'm with Keep Dreaming Reds, and we're going to do something a little bit different. So, we're going to talk about the things that are hard to talk about, the failures, the things that didn't go according to plan, the things that you're not proud of, but you're going to learn from it and you're going to grow from it and you're going to hopefully succeed. Well, that's my thought on it. Failure is success if you learn from it. So, on that note, tonight we are going to mostly focus in on our failures in regards to the chicken. So, stay tuned for more. So, yeah, our failures dealing with chickens. So, I did have chickens, or I had been around chickens growing up. I'd seen them, dealt with them a little bit. Uh, did a lot of research before purchasing chickens. I'm not going to say I'm an expert. I am not an expert in chickens. I do know quite a bit about chickens, but I am definitely not an expert. So there was a lot of failures in regards to our chickens, and it was more of a breed selection. I chose the two breeds I originally wanted to start out with. I have absolutely loved. I love my Wyandottes and I love my Barred Rocks. I did do a lot of research in regards to the breeds because I knew what I wanted. The Buff Orpingtons, I will never get them again. I really want to be able to free range my chickens. I really do. And I found that my Buff Orpingtons were definitely not conducive for that. They were a little bit, when you use the word lazy, they definitely lived up to their name of just wanting to stay by the feeder. Like, a lot. A lot. Yeah, I don't think I want to get them again. But they're pretty docile. They were the first ones I got. They were the Mother's Day gift last year from Josh. I now have this many uh, due to some things that we are getting ready to talk about. So we made some mistakes, like I said, on the breeding, on different breeds. I was spot on with the Barred Rocks. My husband has loved the Barred Rocks. He really does. I do too. I like my Wyandottes. They're a really good cold weather bird. The Barred Rocks are just they're they're kind of what we're wanting. They're broody and capable of raising chicks. We had a Wyandotte sit on eggs, hatch babies. She died. We had a Barred Rock hen that her eggs never hatched. And so when the hen died with most of her chicks, we took the one remaining little chick and we've put it with her, and she has raised it as her own. So it's like that was a win for us. However, not finding that hen and her babies and getting them in a secure location was a life lesson because something got them in the middle of the night. So that was another mistake on our part. We weren't prepared for babies. We weren't planning on having babies. And honestly, we should have gotten rid of our roosters so this wouldn't have happened. We know that our hens would have gone broody, but we could have located them, got them off their nests, done things to help keep them from being broody, and hoped that maybe down the road we could allow them to become broody and raise babies when we were set up. So we weren't ready for that. But thank goodness that we did have a hen that could take over. And so far, so good. Little baby is doing awesome. If you guys have been on our TikTok, I've actually posted a little video in regards to that. So that was another mistake we made. We've made a couple other ones. We didn't understand that you didn't want chickens getting into composting, especially the type of composting we're particularly doing. We've got like about 3 different styles of composting that we are doing. I have a turn bucket, like 50-gallon turning bucket that I use for garden scraps, some chicken manure in it, things like that. And that's definitely a no-no. You don't want them getting in there. But we also have like the chicken manure that comes out of their coop mixed in with grass coming off of our grasslands and stuff like that, to make a different type of composting, which I don't see it being really harmful for them. We haven't had any issues with it. But we also haven't been doing a lot of it either. So I don't really know. I have no thoughts on that. I know there are probably gonna be people that are gonna be hating on me for that. Because the third one that we do is definitely you do not want your chickens getting into the composting. The humanure, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. It's basically human compost. Exactly what it sounds like. And it sits for like 2 years before you can even utilize it. And it's the type of composting you do not want your chickens in at all. And we had our first composting bin for the first little while open to the elements, and we did not know because we were learning how to do this type of composting. It, trial and error, and we lost birds from botulism, which was our first experience with botulism. Yeah, that's some scary stuff. Definitely some scary stuff. So so if you have composting, make sure you deal with that. Keep it covered. Keep your chickens out of it. So the other thing that we've kind of run into is heat exhaustion from our Cornishes. It just got too hot and we started losing Cornishes. We should have probably butchered them a long time ago, but we didn't. We've just been too busy, and we got too many of them and things, and so we just kind of let them live. They've had a happy little life. I mean, free ranging, lots of snacks, awesomeness. So they died from other causes other than just being killed. So I know that a lot of the ladies where I bought a whole bunch of my Cornish from, Tractor Supply, love the fact that I am free ranging my babies and letting my babies like have a life before, because I can't see them in cages. I just can't. That's just hard for my brain to wrap around. It's not right in my world, but whatever. People have reasons that they do things, and sometimes they just don't have a space. But my Cornish unfortunately died from most of them from heart attacks and heat stroke, which Cornish crosses are known for having genetic issues where their hearts can't handle it. And yeah, that's another topic for another time. So the other mistake we made was in our coop design. Not really in design. It's just it wasn't completed. It's still not completed. Our main coop is still not completed, and we've been using it for like over a year now. We're going into year 2. We're about a year and a half into this project, and the coop's still not finished. All the easement areas where the roof connects to the wall, there's a space. It should all have wire, chicken wire, some type of metal wire, some sturdy wire, blocking that off, so like snakes and things can't get up into the coop. And then we've got some large ventilation holes on the front door and on the back wall. Um, just because of the way it sits, it allows airflow in there and helps ventilate it out, because humidity and things like that in winter causes frostbite and stuff on your chickens. And we don't put heat and extra heat and stuff like that in our coops, because chickens are designed to be able to withstand it. So, um, with that being said, we also didn't finish nailing down uh, the one side of our metal roofing material. It was like a 4-foot space and a nail like on the ends and nothing in the middle. And I don't remember why. I think we might have ran out of nails and little plastic pieces, which I'll show you guys in the morning. We'll go up there and I'll show you guys that. And it created this big gap, and we didn't know. And tonight, well, not tonight, the last couple weeks, we've been noticing a lot of our birds just kind of going poof, gone, or we're finding bodies. And we started finding bodies in the coop, and the coop was locked up, and things. So we couldn't figure it out. We had some ideas. A couple of people were like, okay, foxes, because how small the holes were, they're thinking foxes. We hadn't seen any fox up here, no trails, no tracks, no nothing, not even of raccoons, which was another one that was brought up. We thought maybe it was the possum, because we have this possum that was been hanging out around the coops at night, but it's like it's super hurt and kind of out of it all the time. I don't know. I don't know how to explain this possum. It's the first time I've ever seen like a possum face to face like that. Like really, really close, like within like 10 feet of me. It was nuts. And it was actually the second time I saw it. One was at night by my chicken coops. The other one was closer to daylight, almost sunset time frame when we saw it. So Josh finally stayed up all night tonight and is currently still up. It's late, you can't tell, in a tent, and that thing's wide open. It's dark. So he's staying up tonight to try to figure out what is killing our chickens, because like I said, we've lost multiple birds in the last couple weeks. We went from like having 20 birds down to 6, just not including the baby or mama. So mama and baby are still fine. They're good. Josh heard some weird rattling, and then the chickens made some crazy noises, and he took his shotgun. He went up to the coop, and he discovered a raccoon sitting in the middle of my coop floor. And he attempted to dispatch said raccoon. He doesn't know if he actually got it or not, because we can't find a blood trail or a dead raccoon. So it's like pitch black out here, and we re-secured the coop. Found where it was potentially getting in and secured that spot. Like I said, I will show you guys in the morning all that jazz. So hopefully I will have more to report on in regards to raccoon, if we find a body or not. And hopefully, yeah, either way, we will have solved the mystery of how it was getting in, because we couldn't figure out how in the world it was getting in. And hopefully we've fixed that issue. Other than that, I will actually have the video for the potato harvest and what that was like for us coming out in the next like less than a week. I'll probably get that out in the next 2 days, so stay tuned for that one. And we're gonna do another one of these videos of what we've learned so far. I'll probably do one in the next like 2 weeks, because we've got some other stories to tell. And hopefully you guys learn from our mistakes on what not to do, so maybe your beginnings of doing this is a lot easier for you than it is for us. And something else I'd like to say in regards to making it easier for you. We are not like most YouTubers or most homesteaders or most off-gridders. We started with nothing. Nothing. Our land is undeveloped, which means we have no water source, no electrical, no gas lines. We barely even have anything that's considered a road, which hopefully that will be rectified in the very near future, because I'd love to drive my car up and down my road and be able to drive to my farm instead of hiking in a half-mile every single day. Not that I'm complaining about a half-mile walk, except for when I'm really worn out from work all day. That's not fun. Getting a full mile in every single day, get my steps in one trip. So more to come on that. But yeah, we're not like everybody else. We don't have a lot of income coming in, so everything that we are doing is a slow, brutal process. A lot of this is learning how to do old school skills, and trying to do it as cheap and as effective as possible. And not always cheaper is better. And we've learned some of those things as well. So stay tuned for a lot more what not to do videos from us. And as always, guys, until the next course, and actually I will probably continue this video into a part 2 now that I've run it for about 15 minutes. So there'll be a part 2 video. Y'all enjoy, and until the next course. Bye.